Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I had a little horror double feature last night, although I don't know why I did because apparently they're not remotely related. I watched Horror High and Return to Horror High. Now, Horror High was, I'd always seen the cover of Return to Horror High. It's fairly notorious, I guess. It's a skeleton in a cheerleading outfit and holding up a pom pom like it's doing a cheer. And I remember that, and I thought that was Horror High, but it was actually Return to Horror High. But I thought, well, there must have been a Horror High, and there was. I found them both on YouTube. And I decided to watch Horror High, and it's also known as Twisted Brain and Kiss the Teacher Goodbye. So it's not the film I thought it was. I thought it was a film where there was someone going around a high school killing people, like a mystery killer, like a slasher. That's what I thought it was, and it was like a teacher or a student or something. It's not that. This film is kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde film, where there's this guy, I think his name is Vernon, who is a science nerd, but a very smart science nerd, and he works out a formula that basically, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde formula. So he feeds it to his guinea pig. It turns into like a big monster, but then he gets killed because they've got a cat that's supposed to be chasing rats in the school, and it keeps bothering the guinea pigs and sitting on the cages, and he shoos it off, and then the guy who owns the cat has a go at him, and eventually the monster guinea pig kills the cat, so then he kills the monster guinea pig, so then he kills him. It's just a whole thing. But so he basically turns into this monster when the guy is killing his guinea pig, and then he kills the guy. And then he just continues, whenever he gets really upset, he turns into the monster and kills people. And he kind of gets away with it for a while, because obviously no one, suspects him. So there's like the caretaker guy who had the cat is killed. One of the other students is killed, I think. I'm trying to think, who is even killed? He doesn't kill a lot of people. Oh, no, he kills his English teacher, because she rips up one of his reports and gives him really bad marks because he cares more about physics and science than he does literature. So he doesn't put as much effort into her work. So she's just a nasty, dry old thing. So she's the first to go, and it's fun. Just of course seeing her reaction. Like trying to still order him around when he's a monster, and then sort of say, why are you doing this? Well, because you're a complete... Why else wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? What, you can't treat people the way you treat people and then expect, bad things not to happen, because people tend to do bad things to people they don't like, who do bad things to them. So this is kind of funny, and I'm like, this is funny. So there's a girl that he likes that is sort of friendly with him because he's who he is, and they sort of become friendly. Her boyfriend is one of his bullies, but she sort of, pushes back on that a bit. But eventually he kills one of the teachers, and he actually sets up her boyfriend to take the fall. And she gets upset, and he eventually tells her the truth, and then, she tries to resolve the problem. Eventually it ends up, of course, with him dying tragically, and her mourning him, and no one really wins. He turned into a monster because people abused him, and then he killed them and they killed him, and there's no happy ending. It's a reasonably cheap film. It was made in 1973, so I thought this was an 80s slasher film, but no, it was a 1973 film about a kid who's bullied, who creates a Jekyll and Hyde sort of scenario, literally creating the formula himself, and taking revenge on people, but then ending up, of course, meeting a sticky end. Apparently there's a TV cut, actually. I just noticed on Wikipedia. It's 85 minutes for the original cut and 91 minutes for the TV cut. So I'm not sure what they put in there. I probably should have looked at that a bit closely. You don't find that very often with movies. But there's TV cuts. They did this in the 80s. I guess they did it in the late 70s as well, but they did it with Superman. They did it with Star Trek The Motion Picture. They did it with a few films where, to fill out the hour, if the film was a bit short, or if they just knew the film was going to be hit, they'd get an extra couple of commercials out of it. They would put in extra scenes. Or if it was a horror movie that had too much gore, sometimes they'd put in scenes to cover up the stuff that was taken out, like Halloween 2. But whatever. Either way, the film was okay. I liked the main actor. It just wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. I didn't know it was going to be a Jekyll and Hyde film. I wasn't in the mood for a Jekyll and Hyde film. I wanted more of a teen slasher sort of thing set in a high school is what I was expecting. And then I decided to watch Return to Horror High. And I wasn't going to do a separate review for it, but I guess I am. Because I'm already at 5 minutes, I'm just going to stop here. But feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Horror High if you've seen it. I would watch it, especially if you've watched this review and you kind of know what it is. But I don't understand people who watch reviews before they see things. I guess you're trying to work out what it is, it's worth watching, but spoilers. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll probably keep it in my collection. I'm assuming there's a double disc thing somewhere. Either way, I'm gonna go.